What if I told you about a secret from 1937 that modern neuroscientists have only recently confirmed? Napoleon Hill discovered that your very first thought of the day can literally rewire your brain for success. If you're tired of watching others succeed while you remain stuck, this is no accident. It all comes down to mental programming. In the next 25 minutes, you'll uncover the 5 precise habits that turned Carnegie, Ford, and Edison into legends, time-tested methods now validated by modern science that can revolutionize your life starting today. Hill interviewed over 500 extraordinary people, Carnegie, Ford, and Edison, and discovered what sets them apart from ordinary people. What he found forever changed our understanding of the human mind. Now, let's dive into the first habit that will completely transform how your mind works, starting with what Hill called the burning desire transformed into a morning ritual. This first habit might seem simple, but it transformed the lives of Carnegie, Ford, and Edison, the burning desire ritual. And modern research on brain neuroplasticity proves exactly why this works. When you wake up, your brain is in a unique state. Neuroscientists have discovered that in the first 15 minutes after waking, our mind is most receptive to reprogramming. It's at this moment that you plant the seeds of your future. Hill taught that you need to have a clearly defined primary goal, not just a vague idea of success, but something so specific that you can see, feel, and almost touch. Let me share how Carnegie made this discovery. In 1901, he was facing the most important decision of his life, whether to sell his company or expand globally. Sitting in his office, he whispered to himself, "I will build the greatest steel empire in the world." It wasn't just a statement, it was mental programming. Intro end. Intro end. 3 years later, he sold his company for $480 million, equivalent to $15 billion in today's dollars. Ford visualized each automobile before it even existed. Edison saw each invention in his mind before creating it. A 2021 Stanford study on mindset revealed that people who declare their goals in the morning are 42% more likely to achieve them. Their neural pathways literally reorganize to seek opportunities that align with their morning declarations. Here's what you do. Before even picking up the phone, before checking messages, you stand in front of the mirror and declare your main objective. Don't mumble. Declare it with total conviction. I am, I build, I conquer. Use the present tense as if it were already your reality. Hill uncovered that when you pair intense emotion with your declaration, something remarkable occurs. Your subconscious begins to work automatically to make that vision a reality. It's like programming a computer, except the computer is your own mind. Write down your main objective now, not later. Now, as we continue, your mind is already beginning to process how to make it real. Now that you've planted the seed of your main goal in your morning mindset, it's time to nurture this seed with the next level of mental conditioning. This naturally leads us to Hill's second revolutionary discovery: how to use self-suggestion to dramatically accelerate this reprogramming. Hill practiced 20 to 30 minutes of deliberate self-suggestion every day, but this wasn't passive meditation. Instead, it was an active and intentional reprogramming of the subconscious mind. And the 2025 digital positive mindset transformation market proves that this practice is worth billions, simply because it works. 2 months, that's all you need to completely rewire your brain. Seems like a short time for a total transformation, right? Hill discovered something that science only confirmed decades later. 66 days of consistent practice create permanent change. It's like having mental reprogramming superpowers at your fingertips. But here's what Hill discovered that scientists don't tell you. Jim Carrey did this brilliantly. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and carried it in his wallet every day. This wasn't just about hope. It was about constant self-suggestion. His subconscious worked 24 hours a day to find ways to make that check a reality, and he succeeded. Tony Robbins calls this priming. You're training your mind to recognize and seize opportunities that align with your goals. It's like programming an internal radar that only sees what you need to succeed. During those 20 to 30 minutes, you feed your mind only with thoughts that support your vision. No negative news, no complaints, no doubts, just powerful visualizations of your desired future. Now, you can know these techniques, but without what I'm about to show you, nothing will work. But mastering self-suggestion is only half the equation. Hill discovered that true leaders combine this mental programming with something Napoleon Bonaparte mastered better than any general in history, the decision-making speed that destroys procrastination. Bonaparte's method of rapid attack was not just a military strategy. It was a life philosophy that Hill studied intensely. Bonaparte made decisions in minutes that other generals would take days to consider, and this gave him an overwhelming advantage. The 2025 research on stress mentality revealed something alarming. Decision paralysis creates self-reinforcing negative cycles. The Journal of Stress and Health proved that indecisive people experience cortisol levels 300% higher, which literally impairs their ability to think clearly. Imagine you're standing in front of two doors. One leads to your dream, the other to regret. Most people remain stuck in the hallway, analyzing, researching, procrastinating. Meanwhile, winners choose a door and walk. Even if it's the wrong door, they learn and adjust their course. Movement always trumps paralysis. Hill used a powerful metaphor. Procrastination is like a leaking boat. The longer you wait to fix it, the more water enters until it finally sinks. Quick decisions, even if imperfect, always triumph over perfect decisions that arrive too late. Carnegie taught Hill that successful leaders make decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Most people do the opposite. They take forever to decide and constantly change their minds. Carnegie taught Hill that successful leaders make decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Most people do the opposite. They take forever to decide and constantly change their minds. But wait until you discover how you can train this in just 2 minutes. Here's your decision speed training. When facing a choice, give yourself a maximum of 2 minutes to decide. Use your intuition, your experience, and your vision of the future, but decide. Imperfect action always beats perfect inaction. Practice a quick decision now. Which hand would you use to write if you had to choose instantly, left or right? Don't think. Choose. Done. You just trained your decision muscle. What decision are you avoiding in your life? You know which one it is. After this video, you have 2 hours to make that decision. Use the Bonaparte method. Be fast, be decisive, be unstoppable. And what if I told you that you can work towards your goals while you sleep? It sounds impossible, but you've just accelerated your decision-making capacity, but Hill discovered something even more powerful. How to use the 8 hours you sleep to multiply all that mental work. Remember that neuroplasticity we discussed? It also works while you're sleeping. Hill called this the sleep success method. He discovered that the last suggestions you give your mind before sleeping work in your subconscious throughout the entire night. It's like having a dedicated employee working on your goals for 8 consecutive hours. Research on pre-sleep suggestion and REM cycles confirms that our mind processes and consolidates information during sleep. Studies on nighttime neural consolidation show that insights and creative solutions often emerge after a night of sleeping on the problem. Think about this. While you sleep, 95% of people waste 8 hours of mental programming potential. They fall asleep with worries, fears, or simply with an empty mind. You're going to do differently. Your subconscious mind is like a dedicated employee who never stops working. You just need to give it the right task. Hill taught, give your subconscious mind a specific task before sleeping, and it will work on the solution while your body rests. This isn't mysticism. It's what happens when you understand this secret. Carnegie used this technique to solve complex business problems. He would whisper his question or goal to himself before sleeping and wake up with ideas worth millions. Ford did the same for production innovations. Edison was famous for finding solutions to inventions during his sleep. Here's how you apply it. In the final 5 minutes before going to bed, whisper your main goal 3 times. Don't shout, whisper. There's something powerful in the gentleness that makes your subconscious mind pay special attention. Then, visualize yourself as having already achieved that goal. Feel the emotions, see the details, experience the reality of your success. Fall asleep with these images and emotions in your mind. Tonight, whisper your primary goal before going to sleep. Give your subconscious a clear mission. Let it work for you while you rest. Now you have 4 powerful tools working for you: your morning programming, your daily self-suggestion, your quick decisions, and your nightly subconscious. But Hill discovered that without the 5th element, even these powerful practices can fail. It's what transforms everything into an unstoppable system. Hill defined faith not as blind belief, but as a daily discipline grounded in evidence you create through consistent actions. It's confidence built through small victories that accumulate into massive transformations. The 2025 research on growth mindset revealed that individuals who approach challenges with growth expectations demonstrate 40% more innovative behavior. The Frontiers in Psychology journal published studies showing that the challenge-growth relationship is measurable and can be intentionally developed. Here's the key cycle. You take action with belief in your success, even before seeing the first signs of progress. This action generates small results. These results build real evidence. Real evidence strengthens your faith. Strengthened faith generates larger actions. Larger actions generate bigger results. The cycle accelerates. Here's the breakthrough that will transform everything. That's exactly what Jim Carrey was doing when he was just a broke young comedian. He would drive up to the hills of Los Angeles, look out over the city, and visualize his name on giant billboards. He acted as if he was already a star, even while living in his car. Each small performance was evidence that he was on the right path. This evidence fueled his faith. This faith made him seek out bigger opportunities. The cycle accelerated until he became one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Modern performance psychology describes this as quantifiable confidence development. You don't wait to feel confident to act. You act to build confidence. It's the opposite of what most people do. Hill discovered this pattern across the 500 successful individuals he studied. They took action before feeling fully prepared. They began their journeys without knowing every step. They pursued their goals even when the path forward was uncertain. Wright flew before being certain it would work. Edison invented before knowing how the pieces would fit together. Ford mass-produced before proving it would be profitable. They all used the faith action loop. Begin with a small action today. Take a step that moves you closer to your main goal, even if it's just 1% progress. Tomorrow, use the confidence from that small victory to take a 2% larger step. Keep building evidence that you are someone who acts and achieves. You now master the 5 pillars that sustain the success of 500 extraordinary leaders, but knowledge without implementation is merely entertainment. Hill stressed that the gap between knowledge and transformation is bridged through systematic application. Let's make this real for you. First, set up your morning ritual. 5 minutes in front of the mirror, declaring your primary goal with conviction and emotion. Do not compromise on this practice. It is your daily programming for success. Second, dedicate 20 to 30 minutes to pure self-suggestion. Feed your mind only with visualizations and thoughts that support your vision. Protect these minutes as if your life depends on them. Third, practice decision speed. When facing choices, 2 minutes maximum. Apply the Bonaparte method. Be swift, be decisive, and build momentum through action. This next one might sound strange, but it's what made the difference for Edison. Fourth, every night, whisper your goal 3 times before sleeping. Give your subconscious a clear directive. Allow it to work on your behalf while you sleep. Fifth, enter the faith action loop. Take action without initial proof. Build confidence through incremental victories. Accelerate the cycle with progressively larger actions. You've conquered exactly what we promised at the beginning, the 5 specific neural habits that Carnegie, Ford, and Edison used to reprogram their subconscious minds. You've mastered the 5-minute morning ritual, the 30-minute self-suggestion, Bonaparte's rapid decision method, the nighttime subconscious programming, and the faith-action loop that accelerates results. These are the same methods tested by 500 successful leaders and validated by modern neuroscience. Imagine yourself 66 days from now. You wake up naturally motivated, make decisions in seconds, and your confidence grows daily. Your friends will wonder what's different. Your family will notice a remarkable transformation. Your work reflects your new mindset. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroplasticity in action. It's what happens when you apply proven science to your daily routine. Your transformation begins now. In the comments, write exactly, "I commit to habit name." This public declaration activates your neural commitment. Then set an alarm for tomorrow morning and practice your first ritual. Your subconscious mind is already waiting for this decision. Save this video now. You'll come back to it over the next 66 days while building your new neural circuits.